Ayo, Mateo. Put this on my tab, huh? Hello, everybody. It's Zombie Lord here. The first ever Death Knight I made in retail WoW. Reporting live from a new repack. Oh, man, this repack is good. So I'm going to finish up my grog here and take a little seat here. And why don't we do a little role play here. Let's take a walk over here. So you'll notice we're back in 3.3.5. And as you can tell... Oh, that was an interesting animation. Anyway, we're back in 3.3.5, everybody's favorite patch for these things. I'm here with the Transmographer, the Warp Weaver, here in Dalaran. You'll notice that we have a new graphics pack that was included with this repack, but then you'll notice something. Let's go over here and say hello to the team. So as we all know, Trick or Treater, his custom bots... you can make your own bots. So everybody here is a custom character I made. Chick, Frank, Angus. Angus is back. Edgy Guy. Oh, that's his minion. Lamp, Sneaks, E-Girl. You know, the classic team. One minute thing. I don't know if this is just a bug in this repack or a bug with the trickier thingies. When you make these guys now, it used to be that when you would look up the bots, NPC bot, look up, and then you type in the class, so 6, which I know is the Death Knights. Your custom guys used to show up on the bottom of the list to easily find them. Now what happens is they're all the way at the top, and this list is massive, by the way. Just keeps repeating. The way I found my custom guys to spawn them, I had to go out into the actual world config console and type the command in there so I could see the full list. Then Alt-tab back into the game to add them. A little annoyance because I don't remember it doing that before. Anyway... Complaining aside, you might notice something about Lamp over there. We can run now. What is with this animation around him? Oh. So whenever you thought that these repacks couldn't get better in 3.3.5, because any people out there who get sick and tired of seeing 3.3.5, I get it. It's old news. But the idea is that this repack has, what the hell do you pronounce it? Kylie? It has their graphics packs, which is essentially... the Warlords of Draenor's character models, characters from Shadowlands, and then it has the Legion for some of the abilities, the animations, and visual effects. So we're going to go showcase that, but I also wanted to go over some other information here. Trickier has updated the bots a few times since I apologize. I know he watches, and I apologize for saying your name wrong. I'm fucking stupid. As most people are aware, he's done a lot of updates to the bot system. A ton of updates to it. The bots can do a lot more now and such. So, they have more formation stuff. You can set the priority targets in here. Now you can tell to do it. And remember, I do apologize if these features have been implemented for a long time. I personally haven't played repacks in a long time. So there are a few new features that the bots can do on the basic end. But it's the major end that we're going to discuss in a second here. So the other big features of this repack is... Dinkle, Dirk. Man, I'm fucking up. I don't have any of this written down because, again, everything's unscripted here. We have a few items here, as you can see, that he includes. The King's Blessing, which is an item that you can use to have all your stats increase and all that stuff. Yada, yada, yada. That's great. He has the Dinkle Stone. And the Dinkle Stone is amazing because it basically simplifies a lot of shit that's really annoying to do. So, when I start characters, I send money to my characters. Now I just go to the GM menu, do more functions. I can add gold to myself just like that. Summon people to me, give myself GM buffs, teleport to players, summon players, etc. I have a teleport menu, which will take me to any Horde city, any PvP location, any Horde starter area, and even any raid up to this point in the game, including Nax 40. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else? We have the summon party menu, so I can summon my party or summon list. And since the graphic pack is supposed to be from Shadowlands and Legion, it's the Legion music for Dalaran, and it is glorious. There's a lot of other minute things in this repack as well, like some custom zones and some custom fights, if I'm correct. I have not personally experienced them yet. This is just a showcase video, not a review. So I know that Gilneas is a zone that's opened up now. As it comes to bugs, this repack is pretty good. This pull of Trinity, if I'm correct. Nope, Azeroth Core. This Azeroth Core is pretty good. Oh, see, there's a random bot in there. Yeah, this guy has random bots also scattered throughout the world, and an NPC to hire them, which, get this, the NPC to hire them from makes you an instanced version of your bot. So I have multiple characters with the same bots on their team. Because it is a drag sometimes to create an entire team from scratch. That's why I only did a 10-man group for this one. But I have set multiple characters the same guys, and they work flawlessly. It's great. You have the other menu. Oh, fucking. Sometimes this thing fucks up. So go back into Dinklestone. You have other. You have NPC summon menu, so you can actually summon people. Oh, you can even hire bots. Oh, because they already detect these things. Oh, that's cool. So it summons them. So, oh, my bad. So we'll go back into here. We'll do summon party men. Oh, whoops. Man, again, unscripted content, guys. You have personal bank. You get to your mailbox, NPC summon menu. You can reset your dungeons and raids, recustomize your character, morph your character, which is fun. Even set the XP rates for money and such as well. Oh, before I forget. Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, there we go. So there's a lot you can do in the Dinklestone, and you can even bind menus to save your location so you can come back here later on, blah, 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 blah. A lot of cool stuff you can do in that one. We also have the Scourge event menu, which is a really cool instance Lua event that he's designed in multiple locations, where you basically, it's a big PvE event. My opinion, a little too long, but, you know. I'm going to do a separate showcase for that because it deserves its own thing, because it is pretty intense. And it's very long. 2 hours is every event, and they happen every 7 hours, so, yeah. You have the reward menu, which, if I'm correct, is the rewards that you get just for playing the game. So you can do a bunch of reward vendors and stuff and get all these points, put them into a bank. It's fun. And that's the simple stuff. So what's the other big features that come with all this new stuff? Well, with the bot system, we have now the wandering bot system, which basically means I can find random bots just wandering the world. Okay, cool, whatever. That's like Ike player bot system where they show up in the world and wander around. Did I tell you this pack has PvP now? Oh, that's right. Trickster, has divulged into this repack the ability to do Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. Now, from what I can tell, Warsong Gulch, I can't actually tell if the last time I played it, my team was just really good and stopped the guy from capping our flag, or if the bots can't cap flags in Warsong Gulch. Because in Arathi Basin, they cap the points, and it is pretty intense. I cannot wait for him to update it to add Alterac Valley, Eye of the Storm, and Strand of the Ancients. Cannot wait for when he updates it for those. It's going to be great. Because I'll tell you what, these bots are a hell of a good time to fight against. And a small, minute detail here we'll just quickly log out for and log back in for. We're going to show is that when you go to create a new character, he has custom races on. So you have the Worgen, you have the Lightforge, the Void Elves, the Nightborn, for some reason are on Alliance, and then Demon Hunters for both sides. And then for the Horde, we have the Minaria, Eldar, Eradar. And this is what I fucking hate about the Nightborn being on the Alliance. You gave us the stupid Volpair, but you couldn't give us the Nightborn instead. Ridiculous whoever made this mod for this one. The Zandalari Trolls and etc. I personally haven't played as these because there are some graphical issues when you play as them, which is the main reason why I personally haven't played as them. God, that looks so stupid. I can't imagine when Bolvar was the Lich King and he was making these guys, he's like, yep, this will do. So stupid. I can imagine these guys and stuff, but nah. If I was the Lich King, I ain't hiring these fucking idiots to do anything. Anyway, if the music was playing right now, you would hear the amazing intro music. So anyway, so the last thing I want to show you in the showcase, because it's been going on for quite a while, and you can see a lot of things here are actually pretty scripted well. Here come my team. I want to take us... Oops, I don't even have to use the teleport command, because I can just use the Dinky Stone. I want to take us to a raid. So we're going to cut ahead. Okay, we're back. So the reason why we're here is because I wanted to show off how damn good the modern games like sound effects are and stuff in this environment. I just realized I haven't runeforged my weapon. That's a-okay though. So anyway, like I said, we're going to proceed into battle here. And just be advised, with the better visuals and stuff, it is possible in 25-man to experience crashes. Due to just too much happening. It's already happened to me maybe once, which is a good record. I usually mitigate it by zooming out more to try and get away from all the sounds, because the sounds do overlay on each other pretty bad. All right, anyway, let's go. It's probably a lot of cutting. We're going to just advance forward up to probably Noth, just to show up the visuals and stuff. And unfortunately, the Death Knights don't seem like they have many of their visuals, but a lot of the other classes do, and it's sound effects too. So it is a hoot and a holler. All right, let's go. Oh, yeah, listen to all that goodness. All right, skipping ahead a little bit here, past those two gargoyles on the stairs. As you notice, we are now in Noth, the Plague Bringer, his room. Now, something to just keep in mind real quick in this showcase, just to bring up real fast. The guy who makes this one, Dinkledork, has it set that the bot values are changed to make them more player-friendly, I guess, which is more fair. Remember, there is PvP in this, which I'll have a separate showcase video for each BG it's available. So remember that when you first start this, I made a mention in the server that the auto balance I thought was broken, so I turned it off. But I found out it's because since their numbers were tweaked, my health was way higher than anybody else in my team, and my damage was a lot higher. So AKA, I was whooping ass compared to everybody else, which is a major problem. And also, there's a Lua script that's enabled to make BGs level 60, which basically means that you'll play BGs at level 60, but you're level 80, and you just sweep house. Those two things I had to finagle, and now you'll see. Anyway, let's whoop Noth's ass, because he stinks. And he's a very annoying fight, because I've done him so many times. Your life is forfeit. And in case you're curious why everybody else takes so long to attack, it's because there's a DPS delay, so that the tanks can build aggro. So with the star above his head, I have it that the tanks will primarily tank him. So I can select these guys and just have it that we all run after them. But to be honest, 10-man is so easy that we don't even really have to worry about these ads. These aren't the trash that really stinks. There's a trash later on that's actually really bad. And if you really want to be the ultimate micromanager who's like amazing at raiding, which I am not, I don't mind if I suck at the game. When you do intense micromanaging, you can make it that only ranged DPS will attack these guys instead, so all your melee can stay on the boss. In my opinion, these ads that we're fighting right now are not the ones that are bad. It's the ones that come out in the other waves, because the bots are so damn good at crowd control, they're really not a threat. And we can just sweep through Noth pretty easily. My favorite thing about this room is that Noth's room is so big, because remember, once upon a time there was 40 people in here fighting him, and now it's only 10 of us. So a fourth of that, it's amazing. Oh yeah, he's affected by chains. This is back in the day where bosses were actually still affected by certain things. Oh man, he blocked that. There you go, hit him with some of that Frost Fever. I want to summon a gargoyle onto him. I'm waiting for my runes to recharge. I'll hit him with the Death and Decay, so any of his boys want to come up here and attack us. There you go. Gargoyle, go! There he is. He's flying down. Yeah. Oh, somebody's draining mana from him, the Warlock is. Oh, he's got critted. Boom! Yeah. Alright, there we go. Alright, now let's wall up the ads. Like I said, these aren't the ads that are a problem. Oh, he's got a gargoyle on him. I like how there's a debuff for that. Where are the bad ads? These are the bad ads. Because the Plague Champions have abilities where they can Shadow Strike people from a distance. And that's what makes them really bad. And yes, if anybody is curious, the real reason why I do not have my Undead Minion as a Death Knight is because I'm stupid and forgot that back in these days you needed Corpse Dust in order to summon them. Because again, I'm so used to the modern game where it's just an included feature. There we go. Alright, see, those guys are not an issue at all. So that's why I kind of just like negate them away, because literally we can just like blast through them. Yep, there you go. Boom, Bone Shield. So whatever damage I'm about to take. Ah! And yeah, he also programmed in some abilities for the classes too that are custom. Like for example, Hunters have Barrage in this, for no discernible reason, other than to be fucking annoying, like they are in the real game. He's gonna summon these skeletons. This fight can use some tuning because it's a little too quick, if that makes any sense. So like the big problem is that these guys come out when he's still like, you know, when he teleports back. You're supposed to be able to kill these guys first. And the only reason why I'm fighting these guys before we all go to fight Noth is because these guys can actually do damage, the Plague Champions. So I want to make sure we actually kill them, because they might actually give us trouble and hurt people. So we don't want that. Okay, now you guys can fight Noth, because we almost got him. You can see, I have no auto balance on and just have everybody's stats set to 1.0, which AKA means that the bots are on the same playing field as me. It goes to show how good the bots are. But remember, Noth is not a hard fight. He is the DPS check for this place, meaning that if you can't beat Noth, your group isn't ready to come to this place. every raid has a DPS check boss. Marigar was the DPS check for whatchamacallit. Marigar was the DPS check for Ice Crown. I think the big dragon guy at Ulduar, the optional boss, was the DPS check. Or no, it might be JT, the big robot. He might be the DPS check. But that's just how it works. Because raids need that. They need to vet who's supposed to be there and who's not supposed to be there. Right, Death and Decay, hit them all. Hit them all, baby. I got my scrolling battle text. Probably the best battle text one on the market. Obliterate! It's funny because I'm an unholy DK and I'm using Obliterate the most. Oh yeah, Gargoyle! And Death Strike. I have something in my trinkets for that. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to show that they must have changed it, because when you go to get gear now, when you go to the vendors, you can see whatever gear is available to the bots in your group. So I'll have to demonstrate after this fight, so I might cut ahead if it gets too long, but I don't think people really care the long videos for WoW Repack stuff, so I don't think people will mind. And, nope, you gotta kill the Plague Champions first. These are the big kahunas. They need to be stopped. These other idiots we don't really care about because they don't really do any damage. The Guardians' advantage is... Oh, you can also see their Shadowlands models, which look really fucking cool. The Shadow... They give us the ability of our Warlock and steal mana from them. Yeah, but the Plague Champions are like fucking shadow attacks and they're tough. There we go. The other guys can cast Arcane Explosions, which makes them a little annoying to fight. Yeah, boom. There you go. Enjoy that, bitch. Oh, yeah. This is so much better with the visual effects now, too, from like the modern games. People love the shit out of Wrath of the Lich King. Considering that this one probably has the most repack work out of all the versions. EMU Coach is the only modern version of the game that has bots in it. Mists of Pandaria. And even then, by today's standards, that's not modern. People seem to forget how long ago Mists of Pandaria really was. A long time ago. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, I think these guys are supposed to despawn, but I don't mind walloping a few trash mobs. Alright, so while those guys are clearing up the bad guys, I'll go through the loot. I can't, well, alright, yeah. So while they're doing their thing. Oh, so we got some gloves. So our shaman can use these. And we have boots for one of our tanks. Alright, we'll divvy up the loot in a sec. But what I want to demonstrate is two more things. We'll cut ahead real quick. So another cool little detail is the bots also use random mounts now, which is fucking awesome. But I think they also use the equivalency of their race mount also sometimes. But it looks so cool though. So like your DKs use this horse and stuff like that. But it's just cool because it just makes it more unique. Yeah. So it's not everybody's... Because it used to be that the bots would just mimic the mount you were using. So anyway, this is what I was trying to talk about before. Let's go up to the guy who gives you Savage gear. I'm only a DK, right? I can see everybody's gear that's a part of my group. That's something that I don't know has always been in it, but that's just something good because now I don't use macros anymore to gear my guys up. I just go through here and give them the gear manually. Farewell. There's one other thing I need to show in the showcase that I think is actually pretty cool that you guys will think cool. Jumping ahead. Ah, isn't it great to be an Orgrimmar? It's the classic. The classic, I say. Oh yeah, and I forgot. When you start off the game, he gives you a pack mule mount. It's, yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. The bots use a version of their mount. So they're using a lower level version. But if I use like something that's like a epic mount, they use a better version of their mount. That's pretty cool. Anyway, this is my Black War Raptor. The only cool mount I think I have in like retail WoW is this one. Anyway, we have this guy, the individual progression person. How does this work? So basically, you can set your progression so it's like you're actually playing the game. So every character starts out in Tier 1 Molten Core. Until you beat the Molten Core raid, you can't do anything for Onyxia. You can't do anything in Blackwing Lair, etc. You have to actually work your way up the tiers. It's pretty cool. Now, granted, when you only want to do the Wrath shit, you'll either do Nax, Eye of Eternity, and Obsidian Sanctum, or you'll do the raid you want. Or you'll do what I do on most of my characters and just do Tier 16. But if you do these, if I'm correct, you can't level up past 60 until you finish all this. So then you can start Burning Crusade. Stuff like this is more meant for when you're playing with a lot more real people. But you can make progressive servers and progressive stories and such and all that. Anyway, guys, that's going to cut it for the showcase video. This was supposed to be short, but there was a lot to show off. I'm really excited for this. Let's get down to it.